Hey my friends, how are you? Welcome to this video. This is a weird video. I haven't done one of these kind of videos before, but I'm in the process of kind of switching over from doing fine art, which I've been doing for several years, to more illustration. And I used to be an illustrator. That's how I made my living for a long time. And I was fortunate enough to kind of move into another area, and I didn't have to do illustration anymore. At least not for a living. I just did it for fun. But now I find myself kind of, my fine art outlets are kind of closing down, and more opportunities are coming up in the illustration market. So I'm getting back in illustration, working on trying to sharpen my skills. And in doing so, you know, get on YouTube, look around and see what's out there. My background is in cartooning. And ended up finding this video of this guy's an illustrator. His name is Kieron Seamons. Kieron Seamons. He's from the UK, and very entertaining. I've been enjoying watching his videos. Got a very interesting style. If you're familiar with illustrator Ralph Steadman, sorry, Kieron, that I bring up the name Ralph Steadman. I'm sure he's an influence, but I always hate when people look at my work and go, oh, that looks like whoever it is. His stuff doesn't look like Ralph Steadman, but the technique you could definitely see is in there. And it's a lot of fun, a lot of splatter, a lot of jagged lines, a lot of just craziness, and a little bit of just having a lot of fun. So, in some ways, it drives me nuts because I made a living as an illustrator, as a cartoonist, trying not to you know, my lines are going to be perfect. You really have to work really hard. I know splatters, and that's he makes a living in the splatter with brush and everything, and it works great for him. So I don't know. For whatever reason, I just decided I was going to play around with a big illustration. I'm going to do an illustration of Kieron, and that's what you're going to see me working on. I'm going to be using my pen, my ink, and a piece of paper. And I'll kind of, you know, we'll talk a little bit about pen and ink, and we'll talk about art and have some fun. All right, I'm going to flip this around so that you can see what's going on down here. Thank you. All right, here we are. This is this is just a piece of copy paper, 11 by 17. I didn't want to do anything fancy. I have no idea how this is going to come out. This isn't a client piece of art. It's just something I'm going to have fun with. I'm using going to be using 3 different pens. I will try. None of it really matters. I don't even know if I can get the names of them. This one is a very flexible one. This one is not as flexible. This one is extremely flexible and one of my favorite pens to use. And I just bought this. It comes in a set. You can get it, I think I got it at Hobby Lobby or something like that. So ink-wise, I am using cheap ink, I think. This is what I'm using. Can you see it? Black Velvet Waterproof India ink. I just bought a whole thing of it, and it's pretty cheap, but I think it'll do this job. So one of the things that I do that Kieron does not do is I do a little pencil sketch. I don't have to, but I like to, and that's just kind of my background in cartooning, my own training. I'm not a scratcher. I'm not gonna. I might here. Let's see if I can scratch. All right, I'm gonna do some scratching just just for him. I might have to switch pens with this. This is a much more of a finer pen. It's really more for, but we'll do that. How about that? That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with a different pen. Let's see if this one works a little better for this technique. So Kieron Seamons, I just started watching on YouTube, and he's very entertaining. I've always liked pen and ink, and I like that style. I've always been a fan of Ralph Steadman, so that's what originally attracted me to his work, and I've enjoyed following him and just watch him make really good cartoonists, make some very funny creatures, cats and octopus and whatever else. I can't, I'm not a scratcher. I think I sent him a text saying that he drives me nuts. I watched him break a nib, and I was like, there, see, that's why you're not supposed to do that. But at the same time, I'm envious. I want to do it, and I'm gonna try to. So here's the other thing. Now I can do this, you know. I think, yeah, there you go. So I can put a few of the splatters on, but he just does it naturally, just letting it come out of scratching, and it's, you got to push the pen the wrong way to do. Well, I won't say the wrong way, because if that's what you're trying to do, that's the right way, right? I don't know if I want to do this my style or his style. I kind of wanted to do something a little in between. So I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play and have some fun and talk a little bit about working this way. And this is what, so my background as a cartoonist, I worked as an editorial cartoonist for years. So here's the thing about working on this kind of paper is when you're working with pen and ink, this is a very thin paper and it's not made for a lot of liquid. And so what happens is you'll pick up fibers in your pen and you end up almost like a ballpoint, and you end up with this little thing of fiber down here. Now, if you're experienced, you can actually use that to your advantage, because you can, like I kind of did that down here, you get a nice big tip until it falls off. So what I'm going to do here is I do plan on, let's see if this is a much more stiffer nib, a stiff nib. That actually sounds like something British, doesn't it? The stiff nib. So I'm gonna try moving up to something a little more in between, a little more flexible. Let's see what this one does. I have discovered I don't particularly care for this ink on doing certain things, but yeah, this is gonna be a little better. Okay, but for this, I think it's gonna work really well. So my background, like I said, editorial cartooning, and I did strip cartoons for several years. And it was fun. And humorous illustration was something that I was into for a long time. And that includes caricature. And so I'm a big fan of caricature. Now, there's a big part of caricature in editorial cartooning. You have to learn to caricature politicians. So this is intentionally very rough because I'm corrupting his style, and I'm covering for the fact that I'm not scratching, because I don't know if I can do it. It takes some practice. Believe it or not, being messy takes practice. But I am going to put a little of the splotches on it this way, okay? I hope everyone will forgive me. So this is going to be kind of a little bit of a caricature of Mr. Seamons. A messy one, but still. I will link to his channel on this. I don't know if I can help him too much with followers. I don't have, he probably has more followers than I have, but I did this because I was hoping maybe other people would be interested in seeing his work and following along. Very entertaining, very inspiring, which is why I'm doing this, because it is inspiring. And I think there was a part of me that just kind of said, I want to see if I can do some of the scratching technique. And I just realized, like, right in the middle of this, that I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. It's not my style. And that's okay. I'm going to do my style. And this isn't really even my style, but it's kind of a mixture. So he's a very colorful individual. You will see when you follow him, and I want to try to capture that here. I'm going to do his, I'm going to kind of do his eyes here. When I say his eyes, not his real eyes, sort of his cartoon eyes. And then we'll do like a really small one over on this side. He has several books out. I think he's working on one now about cats, which I think is very interesting. But I'm stealing his cat eyes here. I hope he doesn't mind. I think I'm going to try to put some color into it when we're done. I'm not really good at talking and drawing. I get lost in the drawing and then I forget, oh, I hadn't talked at all. I feel like that Kieron looks like he walked right out of the movie Moulin Rouge. Do you know that movie? He looks like a character from Moulin Rouge. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I think he would appreciate being called a character. Most cartoonists would. I feel like he might do some of that on purpose. I don't know. All right. I think it's really good as an artist to have your own sort of visual brand. Mine is just Dumb Guy. That's the only brand I have. But I feel like I've done a few videos. I'm not a consistent content guy on my videos, unfortunately. And I work in a lot of different mediums, so I would have to say pen and ink is one of my favorites. Now, here, I'm going to do this kind of, I'm going to make really bent up and twisted nibs here. Because I feel like that he probably constantly has to battle that, right? Okay. I'm going to try to put a little color into this, I think, when we're done. When I'm done. So yeah, I just feel like that artists should help other artists. So if I can help him get some attention from people who watch my channel, I think that's a good thing. Help him out. He's a good instructor. I'm not a good instructor, I just do. And a lot of people sometimes ask me questions on how I have some airbrush stuff, like how do you do this? How do you? And I like to help people out, but I don't know that I would consider myself a teacher when it comes to art. And I feel like he is. So if you're looking to kind of get into pen and ink illustration a little more, I would say look him up, see what you think. I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do with this beard. Don't color in too much. His beard is white. It's very Burr Lives-ish. Is that a word? I just invented a word, which is good for Christmas. In fact, that's what I was doing up here. I thought, since we're entering the holidays, I'm going to put a little bit of Christmas stuff in his hat right here, since it does remind me of Burl Ives. If you don't know who Burl Ives is, look him up. You should know, and you probably do. So this right here turned out a little too dark. His hair is white. I did this trying to pick up his little scratching technique, and it made it look like he has hair. But we'll fix that. We will. It's hard to fix things with ink, you know, but I decided to make, at least as close as I can, his hands, style of hands. This is not my style. He's much better at this style than I am, which is why it's his. My being a cartoonist, my style, you know, if you messed up, if you got ink on the page that you didn't want to be there, you had a problem. You that's not something you wanted. And I feel like that the more junk and mistakes and accidents and just stuff that ends up on his page, the more he's happy. He just it kind of challenges a lot of my way of thinking, which is always good. You always want that. So I could not. I did intend to do a lot of scratching and stuff on this video, and I just realized I can't. I don't have the skills, for one thing. Let's see. Let me try some here. So here's, like, when I'm doing illustrations and I'd be like trying to get up into here. So if you've never used a dip pen, it essentially works one way. All right. So like this way is it. So where the concave part is the part you want to be dragging toward you or after the line is created. So like this right here would be the proper way to do it. So if you push it forward, you got a problem. Because if you push it forward, what happens is you push against the little tongs, whatever those are called, on the pen, and it pushes them under, and then they'll pop back out and throw ink everywhere. And this is bliss to Kieron Seamons, and it makes me just go crazy, because that's what I tried to avoid. So I can't even force myself to do it. I've done it a million times by accident. So anyway, I thought I would put a big holiday scarf on him, since we're carrying on with the holiday theme here. I can't do that. Let me do more of the little kind of hatching here. Yeah, so what impresses me is, like, he'll start with a huge, not even that, like a huge line at the very beginning that it just looks like ink has been poured on the page. And then he'll build from there. And that's, you know, when I see that, I throw the paper away. I just like, I messed up. Can't do that. So when someone comes along and just says, no, this is how you do, this is how I do it, I utilize that. And then I'm just kind of like, oh man. All these years I've tried to throw it away. Okay, scarf here. Again, this is just totally for fun. I just wanted to try. Okay, sometimes have you ever had that when you get so inspired by watching somebody, you just want to go try. And most people aren't dumb enough to do it on video and release it like I'm doing, because you're probably going to screw it up like I'm doing here. But still, you don't want it in public. And so this is a problem with pen and ink. You always have to be aware where you're putting your hand down, especially when you got little drips everywhere. And that's another reason why I don't do it that much. I'm not used to it. Okay. Yeah, this sound, even more scratchy. You hear a lot on his channel. It's just, let me try to, I can't even get the sound right. Oh, I'm a horrible mimic. These big fingers are always crack me up. I spent so many years avoiding that splash that I can't even make it happen on my own. I feel like when I'm doing this, it almost gets caught in the paper and almost makes the splash, and just instinctively I pull back and I think, oh no, I don't want to do that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm trying to do that here. Here, I'll make it look like I did it. It's still not the same though. You don't get that little splash, you know. Ralph Steadman was so good at it too. Just I watch a lot of his videos, and I just I really appreciate people who can control things that shouldn't be controlled. All right, so what's gonna have to happen, I think, is I'm gonna have to pause the video for just a second for this to dry before I put color on it. I'm not gonna color just yet. Now, I don't want you to think that I in any way represent Kieron's work. He's so much better. Even though I'm trying to copy it, I'm not even getting close to being good. You just go look. It's entertaining. It's fun. His animals are great. As a cartoonist, I'm love when people have styles that I haven't seen before, and his crazy little cartoons. I don't know if I see anybody doing anything quite like those. All right. Pretty good for what I want to do. We'll put a little bit more splashes here. We'll put some here. I hope he doesn't watch this. This is embarrassing. It's like somebody trying to pass off a really, really bad counterfeit money. It's like it's not even close. I don't know. I wasn't really, to my defense, I wasn't really trying to be exactly him. So, give him a little demented look. He looks like he'd be perpetually happy. He's not necessarily a demented person. I think it would make a good movie character, I think. All right, so is that good? That's pretty good. I'm gonna let this stuff dry. You won't even know because I'll just come right back. I'm gonna sign my name. Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna do. I was gonna sign his name up here like he does. I don't think I could do it exactly like he does, but all right, what do you think of that? I forgot the E. He puts it in really small anyway, so that's good. So there he is. There's my bad impression of his work. So I do want to put a little bit of color on it. This is an exercise for me. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing it, not just to have fun for sure. And I wanted to call attention to his channel. It's entertaining, and I want other people to watch it. I've had a good time watching it. And I found out that like YouTube's not suggesting it as much as I feel like they should. Even though I'm a subscriber, do you get that? It's like channels you really want to watch, YouTube doesn't even suggest. And then the channels that you don't want to watch, it's like that's all they show you. Like this one, you don't want to watch this channel. Okay. That's pretty good. He's demented. I like it. It's not going to take very long for this to dry. I have a hair dryer. I could probably increase the drying time, but kind of fun. I like the dementia. I think we'll see what happens here when I add some color to it. All right. Be right back. Okay, we're back. It's not fully dry. There's going to be a couple of tragedies that happen. That's okay. I did notice I forgot to do the nails here, so I'm going to use a little brush pen with that. So we still get the kind of pen and ink look. We use a brush. All right, that's good. And I forgot to sign it. I said I was going to sign it, and I didn't. So signing it. I don't know if you could see this. I did some part of it was cut off, and that's okay. But we'll get a good view after it's all over. Okay, now let's go to do some coloring on this. I am going to be using sort of a palette, watercolor palette, watercolor thing that I haven't used in a long time. So I really hope it's good. I hope it works. We'll see. We'll just make it work. How about that? If it works, it works. Again, this paper is not made for doing what I'm doing on it. And so we're probably going to get some buckling. It's just the way it's going to be. Buckling, crinkling. And we'll just let it happen. I didn't start using watercolor until much later in my life. And in fact, most of what I do color-wise is digital. I take this and I just scan it into my computer and I color it either in Photoshop, and recently I've used Procreate, which I love. I'm almost not able to do traditional work anymore. I've used Procreate so much, and here's what happens as you get older: is you can't see like when you're young. You can do things. You don't have to have glasses and magnifying glasses and microscopes in order to do your work. And so that's the good thing about digital, is you have the advantage of being able to get a close-up if you need it. But what happens is you get so used to that while I'm working, I find myself going like this, trying to enlarge. It's insane. What's wrong with me? But doing, this large, no problem. All right. There's kind of a crazy looking dude, right? Now, here's the thing. Well, let's do, I want to do, what I don't have a clean paper towel. That was a bad move. All right, so what I want to do is put, he does have blue eyes. I'm going to make his eyes blue first. And then one thing you will notice is that he has yellow glasses. I'm not gonna I don't want him to have green eyes, so I'm just gonna work around on the yellow glasses here. What is that? Uh-oh. I hit a spot of undried ink. That happens. Sometimes it happens. That's what happens when you don't plan, right? I don't mind. If I was doing it for a client, I would mind. I would be cursing and the guy ruined it all. That's the sketchbooks and sketches and all that kind of stuff it's for, right? Okay, this is cool. And then I want to do another little, let's do another level here down at the bottom. Different, just for some shading there. Couldn't blend that. Maybe I did too much. Oh yeah, that's a good color too, right? Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to do, I'm going to take a liberty here. This may not be appreciated. It's okay. I'm going to make some yellow teeth because up against a white beard, yellow teeth tend to be yellow, especially mine after all these years of coffee. But it's just an artistic choice. This is not a comment on anybody's oral hygiene. I don't even know. But see what it does? It makes the mustache pop more. And we want that in this situation. The mustache and the beard need a little popping. So when you're working white on a white background, that's what you got. All right, so that's good. I'm into that. I do want to get some, what color this is. A little bit of gray here, if I can. I'm just using a regular water brush for this. And let's see if I can somehow. Good. All right, that's good. What happens if I hit that? I think a lot of the ink is dried. There's a couple places didn't dry. Those are the places that I accidentally ran into. I always wanted to do caricature stuff like at fairs and stuff. Oh man, I always wanted to do that. I don't have the ability to, I have to plan, I don't have the ability just to look at someone's face and then just immediately draw it as a caricature. And I will sit and watch guys and girls do that forever. It's so fascinating to me. And I mean, I can do caricatures. It takes me a while. I gotta plan it out. Not good at the fast caricature. This is shading. Not a beard. Okay, now I'm into that. Let's I'm gonna color this here. Get some holiday color in there. I made the choice to do holiday just simply because well, the time of the year, but he also, you know, with the beard and the mustache, there's kind of a Santa quality about the man, and I just wanted to take advantage of that. Put that there. Let's now get a little bit of berries. I don't know what colors I'm working with here. I think that's, yeah, that's good. So I'm gonna go with a blue, I think that's blue, blue hat band here. Which I'm gonna cover up with black. One of my favorite styles is just really, really rough, like rough painting. And I love the way it looks. When it looks like someone just did not care what they did, but then yet it comes out to really looking good. That to me is kind of like magic. It's like, how could you do something that good and not care what you're doing? And the answer is they do care. It's just like it takes. I read a quote by Picasso recently. I don't know the exact quote, but he said it took me like 5 years to learn how to paint well, and then it took me the rest of my life to learn how to paint like a kid. And that's so true. As I'm an abstract painter, and people don't realize, people look at abstracts and they'll go, "Yeah, my kid can do that." But people don't realize how difficult abstracts are, especially for people who are trained to be an artist. Your mind is so used to editing things and won't allow you to make silly little mistakes, and it wants you to be perfect. So learning how not to paint perfect is one of the most fun things for me. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's see here. I'm gonna put a little bit of, do a little bit of this. Just because it's Christmas, you know, that's all. Little Santa kind of thing going on there. Perfect. All right, liking it. Now, I think that's where I'm going to put most of my work, is there. I do want to, let me see. I'm going to do really strong red pen holder here. It took me a long time to realize. I mean, I know some fantastic watercolorists, but some of the best in the country. And but it took me a long time to realize that I don't have to be them. I can be watercolors sometimes look good just being messy. They're really good for your sketchbook. When you want some quick color, just don't worry about if it's streaky, or just get in there and put watercolor on and just play around with it a little bit and realize you don't have to be perfect, and it'll become one of your favorite things to use. I just bought a little watercolor set, and I use it all the time. I wanted a really, really, really dark purple. So that's what I'm going with. Just making one. All right. Pretty good. I don't want to get in, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it. I need to put some color in the hands. Let's see here. See, this is why I didn't want to do it. I don't want to fight to make color match. Just want it to work. That's what I really wanted, was just really light. Didn't have enough water. We'll make more water. Get out water. All right, good enough. Need some more orange in there. Maybe you should put some yellow. We'll just pretend like his hands are really, really cold. Oh, I got an idea. Ooh. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this, because if you use ink, you know exactly what's happening there. Yeah, I wanted to get up here around the hair, because I'm getting a lot of red up there and around the hairline too. Almost like the brain is exploding, you know? You can't really be a good illustrator if your brain doesn't explode on a fairly regular basis. All right, good enough. And then I'm gonna do just quick color here. Okay. And then I'm going to do, keeping with the theme, do just green polka dots on the scarf. That's a good thing. This is not for a client that would be coming back. Could you maybe take a little more time on it? But that's okay. No, I can't, and I won't. All right. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do. Let's see what I can do. Oh, look at that color. It was supposed to be yellow, but it kind of came out nice. Did we do it? Everything? I think we did. All right. I do want to try. No, let's see. I gotta get my other set for this. I don't know if this is gonna work. May not. Oh, you know what I need to do? Skipping the change my mind. I'm not going to do watercolor. I'm going to do this. Work in here. I'm going to do. I feel better having some white hair coming through here. That's good. Boom. All right. Well, it's fun. I don't know what I accomplished. I didn't accomplish anything great. I just had fun. That was all I wanted to do. So I guess I accomplished that. This is a character, Kieron Seamons, who I've been following, and I wanted to bring attention to his channel, honor him with a caricature. Why not? Sometimes I like to do that. Maybe I can do it for you. Send me a link. Maybe I will. But in the meantime, I will put a link to his channel in my description there. And if you're interested in ink work, if you're interested in illustration work, if you're interested in just interesting people, give him a follow and tell him I sent you, and you're going to enjoy it. And you'll learn something too. And do one of these. Let's see if we could get a lot of people doing caricatures of him and posting them on YouTube. Other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, ask. I've got some airbrush videos. I do some other stuff on my channel. I'll be doing some more later. And hopefully some cartooning and stuff like this. Let's see. I don't know how much of this you could see. Let's kind of see if we can get the whole thing in. There's the bottom of it. Can you see it now? All right, that's it. All right, everyone. See you next time. Look, see ink everywhere. I told you. All right, bye.